Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Mom Edit with Jamie and Lisa. I'm going to try so hard. I'm already going to start crying. Oh, God. This is going to be a long hour.
It's going to be a long one.
Wow, I didn't expect that. But okay, let me start again. But today, our babies are 1 week old.
Welcome back to the Two Mom Edit with Jamie and Lisa. We're happy to do this right now because I feel like we need to just let out some things, right?
Yeah, and this
Catch
is
everybody
this
up
is very much like a.
Just watch your hair, babe, so they could see your beautiful non-pregnant face.
This is a very much emotional process, a therapeutic process. I feel like.
Right.
So I think I just needed to start. Okay, I'll be fine. I won't cry throughout the whole thing. I'll try anyway. But, you know, it's a very emotional time.
It's a very emotional time, which is why we wanted to film this podcast after our little girls were born. But the difference with this episode, originally we planned, when we first, had the girls, we were going to just do like our whole birth story and cut it into two parts. But I told Jamie this morning we should film, and I don't really feel like talking about the first half too much because that's when, there was funny moments, there was joyful moments, but I'm just not in that mood really. Like I can't really say the story good.
Yeah.
And I can't really laugh right now. It's just like a wave of kind of like sadness, but also thank God that they're little.
Yeah, thank God.
Right?
I mean,
There could be worse.
We'll get to the gist of it, but overall, our girls are healthy. They're perfect. They're scrumptious. They're cute. They're going to be home with us in a few weeks, hopefully like within a week, maybe more.
Yeah.
But they are perfect. And so we'll give a little bit of the backstory and then skip forward.
A little bit of the backstory.
Yeah, and then maybe in a few days, if we have time to film again, we'll talk about the birth story and like all the good parts that came before this. But we are very lucky. I know there's like so many moms and dads that go through the process of having a baby that might be born sick, and it's sad, and I don't know how people do it. Honestly, I know that our babies are overall healthy.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of time for them to grow and get stronger, but it's just like
everything was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Everything was a wake-up call. It was a big experience. So
let's go back to a week ago.
So the reason we're filming today is because we wanted to share with you where we're at. Without going into detail of the full birth story, we're going to go into more of like when things started to shift and then where we're at today and what's going on with us together individually, and how we're pushing through. So
yeah, so I'll go lightly to starting from a week ago, just so we can understand the timeline a little bit, and then we'll continue our own therapy that we're just basically filming a therapy conversation today. Okay, so right now we're filming. It's Monday, and I think it's like 11-ish, 11:30.
So it's their 1 week birthday.
Yeah, so 1 week ago today at 10:07 a.m.
On
I really have to try not to cry a lot.
I'll
I'm
take
struggling.
over for you then on the times that we need
at 10:07 a.m. Our perfect little girls were born. Saraphina was born first, then Sophia.
And that's a story on its own that we'll save for the next episode.
Yeah, for sure. Our doctor was so quick. Literally, they were born the same minute. They're both 10:07, which I don't even think I told you this. The state called the hospital.
I know, they weren't
I
sure.
told you? They didn't believe them.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But technically, Saraphina is older by like 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah.
And they were with us. They were born. We went to recovery together. I had a C-section. They went to recovery with me. They both nursed beautifully. Then we went into our room, and because I had twins, I was able to stay there for 4 nights.
Yep.
Night
thank
1.
God you did.
Oh gosh, thank God I recovered so well. Night 1, night 2, night 3, they were with us.
Again, whole story on its own.
Separate.
Everything about our other 2 kids, them, the actual C-section
transitions
room,
and this and our doula and all that stuff.
Everything. There's a story behind all of that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Then all of a sudden,
so day 4, right, which was Thursday,
which was the only night I had slept there every night.
Yeah, we had child coverage for the other kids. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, we were prepping. I was like, I could do the summit by myself. Physically, I'm feeling better every day that goes on. I could handle being here alone. I'm not scared. I feel like I could do this.
But we still manage the other kids, though.
Well, that's another podcast
day
anyway.
Okay.
So, but throughout the day, like Sophia, we noticed, who's baby B, who was born second, wasn't like as active. She was super lethargic, like very sleepy, really hard to feed. Both by my boobie and by a bottle.
And
we were
just looking
trying
at
both.
her, just looking at her,
Yeah,
you
she
could
was
tell
just
that,
kind of like
her face was just like much, just like not okay. Just had an inkling something wasn't okay.
And so like the first few days they were born, they did go into the warmer a little bit just to kind of keep their body temperature stable. But after the first like 24 hours, they were pretty much stable. But don't forget, like we had them swaddled, we had them skin to skin, like all this stuff to help them regulate it. But long story short, by the fourth night, it was like 7:30, not long after Lisa left me for the night.
That's right.
We noticed that the baby's temperature, you know, when they were checking regular vitals, had dropped again. And at that point, I don't even think they were checking it as often, but the nurse we had was like checking it more. She had an inkling too.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, she took her temperature in the room and was like, it says, actually, her rectal temperature says 93. And I was
Which
like,
is really
I'm
bad.
pretty
They
sure.
should be at like 99.
98. I'm like, that you don't think that's, I actually said to her, like, you don't think that's right? Like, you think that thermometer's broken?
Right.
Because that was super low. And she's like, yeah, like, let me just bring her to the nursery and like double check everything. Let me get her into the warmer because I'm sure she's a little bit low, and then we'll take it again, whatever. So she brought her to the warmer. All of a sudden, the next thing I know, like, a pediatrician walks in the room who's in charge of the nursery that day. And she starts talking to me. She's going to go up to the NICU. She is 93. That was actually correct. We called the neonatologist.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. And, you know, they're going to bring her upstairs. She explained to me they were going to start her on antibiotics right away because this could be a sign of an infection and you don't want to delay treatment in case it is an an infection. They're going to have her on IV. They're going to take blood cultures. They're going to take urine samples. And all that test takes 48 hours. And we really won't know why this is happening for 2 days. So of course I call Lisa. I like start freaking out because I'm like all by myself. I have Saraphina next to me. Then I'm like trying to understand what's going on with Sophia. And it was just all super overwhelming.
So Jamie calls me and she tells me that her temperature is down to 93, which is just obviously really, really bad.
Yeah, I just want to add something there. We found out later that babies that go to the NICU for temperature regulating, usually they're at like 97. The neonatologist was like 93 is very low. It's rare for us to see that.
Scary, yeah.
Yeah.
So then I started freaking out. I'm at home and I couldn't leave because I just put the other two kids to bed and they needed some normalcy because they were all whacked out. The next day is Halloween, and I have to get their costumes ready. Got to go to the parades. And you're telling me, and I was just like sick, panicking.
Yeah.
But I knew that they were cold. I had a feeling that they just felt cold earlier in that day. I said to you, if it feels cold in here, then I felt her nose. I said, do you think she's cold? I had a feeling that she was cold, or they were cold, honestly.
But throughout the day, then, like their temperature was reading between 97.5 and 98. And
but how many swaddles did they have on them? That their nose and
that
their
time,
cheek
I think it was
cold.
2. I think it was 2.
But they just felt cold to me, and I told you, and I said something. I just felt something wasn't right, you know.
Yeah, and me, I'm just like trusting the nurses. I'm like, but they say she's fine. Like they said they checked her temperature and it's okay.
I remember holding her that day too when Carmela came to visit, and just like really looking at her. I was looking at her little fingers and her skin. I was like, it's like a photographic memory of the different parts I was looking, so that I knew it was weird. I knew something. I don't know, but then I just thought that she was just small. And that's why she looked like that,
well,
too?
That's the other thing.
Like
they had the normal drop in body weight, like
you
all newborns
yourself,
do. But then they actually dropped a little bit. They actually dropped a little bit more than like expected. They went down to they both went down to 10% body weight. So we had to supplement on top of nursing till my milk came in, which was fine.
So Jamie calls me
anyway.
And then I had to stay there, and then I was so upset, and you know, then your sister was going to come by, but I didn't want to leave the kids, right? So they're like, you're figuring like, who do you go to? What do you do?
Yeah.
I decided to stay home and give some normalcy to the kids on Halloween.
Yeah.
Because I felt they needed it. But then I started kind of going down the rabbit hole thinking, okay, if it's an infection, it could be something like sepsis. It could be something very, very, very bad. And then I was just kind of up all night. And luckily, they set up the camera on an app.
What a blessing.
So I could watch her at night. And I was just so happy, though, that she was getting warmed up, but still extremely scared and freaking out.
Yeah, but the NICU that they're in has a camera that you could literally watch at any given moment. And it's like, it still makes us both feel so much better.
Yeah.
Every time we're not there, we're checking it constantly.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
then the
that's so
next
helpful.
day,
So then the next day was time for me to go home.
They were doing the antibiotics.
Yeah, I got to go whenever I wanted to go see Sophia. The nursery or my nurse, whatever nurse was taking care of us, was able to take Saraphina. And then my sister also came in the morning, so she was super helpful.
Because I was doing the kids for Halloween.
Right. There was just like so many different parts. And
So
also we
Jamie-
had to prepare for us to come home.
Right.
So basically at some
Carmela
point...
was roomy, right? Leaves me with a pack of extensions, thinks I'm going to do the hair, sends me a reel of this woman.
You did a great job. So
did
Lisa,
better
I'm like
than you.
waiting anxiously by the phone, like, because Carmela actually said, "Who's gonna do my hair if you're not home?" And
begged her.
and you
I didn't follow the
said,
video.
"You gotta trust me. I could do it." And me and Carmela both looked at each other like, mm-mm. And then I see my ring go off, and I knew they were leaving for school because it was like that time of morning, like 7:45.
Yeah.
And I look, and I'm like, "Oh my god, she looks great!" Like I was
see if
so.
I can pull
I
up the
actually started crying, looking at the phone. I was like so proud of
myself.
you.
You know what it was? Because you guys were doubting me. That's what it was.
Yeah, you did a great job.
You show.
You know, you could just edit. You could have just edited the video to like pop in the picture. Anyway, I was so proud of you. And then I was like telling Saraphina all about it.
Oh God, yeah. But then when I took her to the parade and him, I was like so upset. You know, like
I know.
people are congratulating me, and I'm like,
and you don't want to say the whole
crying.
story and blah blah blah. And like we're still lucky, like we know they're healthy and whatever.
When Jen
But
asked,
it's
I cried.
just overwhelming. It was
Yeah.
overwhelming, and we didn't really know at that point that what was going
We
on.
didn't know if it was a bad infection. That was going to be serious. We had no idea. So kids go through Halloween. You're waiting. You don't get any news on Sophia, right? Just
Yeah, I got
they
to go up
just
and
do
see
the
her.
test. We had to wait for the cultures and all that.
Sister
right?
came. We got us ready to go home. So now it's like bittersweet, right? Because we get to bring Saraphina home with us, but at the same time, we're leaving half of us behind. So it was just like really heartbreaking, and it was really hard. It was
leaving
hard
with,
to leave the hospital.
Leaving with 2 car seats in the strollers versus
Weird. It was like as we were like walking through the hospital, I'm like, are people like, what the heck is going on? Like if you would have saw somebody with a double stroller but only one baby, they probably all these things are running through their head. I don't know. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
And then we leave the hospital. We bring Saraphina home. We were so happy when she was here, but of course, like, can't stop thinking about Sophia and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
The kids come home. They were so happy to see the baby.
So happy to
Of
see
course,
the
a little
baby.
confused, like, but where's Sophia?
Yeah.
They knew that they met them both, but not only one baby's here, so we talked to them about that. And then the kids leave for Halloween.
Brought her in. I'll tell you though, even when she came home, I know I said this to you already, but something still just felt off for me. I don't know what maybe because Sophia wasn't there.
For me, I
something
think it
just-
was that. For me, I just felt incomplete.
Yeah. But
You
then
know?
I even asked you when I was looking at her, I even asked you, like, her bags under her eyes look so dark.
But
Like, you
again,
think
it's
this
hard
is-
because she was 10% down from body weight and she was only a little peanut. She's 4 pounds and change at that point. And it's like, well, isn't she just small? Like, or maybe 5, right over 5. And I'm like, but isn't she just like small? And that's what small babies look like. Like they just discharged just like an hour ago.
Yeah.
What could have really went wrong, right?
Yeah. It felt good
So
when she was
then-
home. You know, she was just she was with us for 24 hours.
No, not even.
18 hours.
Yeah. So we were
But
laughing,
I wasn't really
right?
there because I took the kids to
trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating.
So I was home with her. My mom was here. And it was funny because that night, like, you forget until you have another newborn. But, like, in the hospital, they sleep 24/7. By the time you get home...
They're in the nursery.
They're
We
not-
put them in the nursery at night.
I only bring them in to feed for, like, they're there for usually for, like, 6 hours. And they come in twice to nurse and then they stay. But it's funny because
This is different.
once
type
they
of
come
tired.
home, they don't sleep 24/7. Now they start to
Right.
wake up, but then they have nighttime confusion.
That's
So the
right.
first night we bring her home, she was literally up the entire night. Me and you were so tired the next day because we
We
actually
said,
didn't
"I'm
sleep at all.
fine
I think we
tonight."
probably slept 30 minutes total.
30 minutes. We have
Right?
to get used
so
to
then
that.
we wake up for the first time
I
with
think
3
we
kids
did
here.
good that first night, kind of.
You what?
I think we did kind of good that first night.
No, we
with
did.
her.
We fed her. We took care of her. We kind of took turns. Like I was like doing the feeding part, which she was taking longer than usual to feed and nurse.
Yeah, it was
and then you were with her in between, and then we were trying to switch off. It was hard. Even though I would do it all over again 8 million times.
Yeah,
it's just you forget that the first few nights are hard, and so you teach them.
Even saying like it was hard, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but it's the truth.
You go from not feeling guilty to doing stuff for yourself with the other two kids. Like I always say like I don't feel guilty if I get my hair done or whatever, but there's a lot of guilt that's going on, you know.
But it's normal to have feelings of exhaustion. I mean, we were on 30 minutes of sleep for the total. And that was after recovering from a surgery for me. That was after going back and forth, taking care of all the different kids this week. You were taking care of me. You were taking care of Saraphina, Sophia, Carmela, Francesco, all the Halloween activities. I mean, it was a nonstop week.
Yeah.
And then the other kids having behaviors because they're like all thrown all over the place with all these different transitions and who's sleeping at their house and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Then Saturday morning we wake up. It was like our first morning all together. It was nice, but again, like still feeling like something is missing. Yeah. But we're trying to avoid. We're trying to enjoy Saraphina being with us. And luckily, at first, our pediatrician was like, "You're not first-time parents. Bring the baby in on Monday." But then we talked a little bit more. This was Friday morning, and they said, "You know what? They're still down 10% body weight.
Just go Saturday.
Yeah, bring them on. Bring them 10%. Bring them 10%."
We were trying to figure out how they were going to get there, and I just said, "I'll just take them myself."
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, I could stay home with the big kids." So he said, "They're 10% down. She's 10% down still. Let's see her on Saturday morning, just so at least we can get a weigh in." Perfect. I love that. Check them all the time.
Yep.
Especially since I knew Sophia was like doing well and then wasn't.
So I took her to the pediatrician. I took a picture on our Instagram stories, like just first visit to the pediatrician, thinking like no big deal, you know, and then checked in, and it was supposed to be a normal pediatrician visit. So she checks everything, right? Get her naked on the, even when I had to get her naked, just in her diaper and put her there. Like I kept her covered as long as possible. I just wanted her to be warm. So the doctor checks her. She's all good to go. We're there for 10 minutes. We're talking. Everything looks good.
Yeah, she's been our main pediatrician for like 7 years. Like, we know them well. Great.
And her eyes looked a little bit yellow. And I was like, does she look a little jaundiced? And she was like, yeah, but it's okay. You know, normal amount. And then I literally was just saying like, okay, so you're telling me she's a normal baby and ready to go home. She's like, yep, she's ready to go. And then I was getting her dressed. I was about to leave, and I was like, can you just check her temperature for me? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. Because they don't really check the vitals on that first visit, or the temperature on the first visit.
It's not part of a regular visit.
Because they just did it the day before, and she's discharged, you know? She doesn't have a fever or anything like that.
Yeah.
So the nurse comes in, and I'm just like, this is fucking something's up. And sure enough, she gave her the temperature, and it was like 93.8. Then the doctor's face dropped. My face. I'm like, all right.
So they're like, let's try to warm her up a little bit.
Let's try to warm her up, hold her. So I held her.
It's like what, 10 minutes or something?
15 minutes, all cuddled up. Now I'm like really cuddling her.
Skin to skin's the best for that.
And she comes in 15 minutes later, and sure enough, they couldn't. Oh, they do in the butt again, and it was the same. And then she does under the arm, and it wasn't reading, and that's exactly what happened.
I think it was
Sophia.
The opposite, right? She did under the arm, and it wasn't reading, so then they went rectally
again.
So what happened with Sophia at the hospital initially?
The second time after the swaddle.
Okay.
They did it rectally again, and then she said, "Let me just check under the arm to see if it matches up and it's the same or whatever." And the machine wasn't working,
which is what happened with Sophia.
And that's what. And I said, "Well, this is what happened with Sophia. Maybe it's so cold that it's not working, or I don't know. It's like." And then sure enough, she's like, okay, listen, stay calm. Because I had been crying to the doctor when I got there.
About Sophia.
About Sophia.
Yeah.
Just like whacked, you know, like not sleeping and just a wild week, you know. And then she's like, okay. I called the emergency room. She called the emergency room.
So now because
they got an incubator.
Because she left the hospital and she was like in the real world, she couldn't go straight to the NICU. She had to go through the ER to make sure there was no viruses to be able to go back into the NICU. Go to the NICU.
So
Lisa and
get her in my
the doctor
car,
call me.
make
Hold
it
on,
into
Lisa.
a hot box.
You and the doctor call me together. You tell me what's going on. Now I'm like, I have the 2 kids here, which I can't really handle physically because I'm still having recovery from my C-section. And then I start crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, trying not to let the kids see me cry. It was just like So emotional. I felt so bad that you had to bring the baby to the emergency room at 4 days old by herself. Like, that made me sad that you had to do that experience alone.
Yeah, but it's funny because, like, real quick, I remember I told you, like, I didn't know the type of love I was going to have when they were born. That day, I picked up, one of the days I went to pick up Carmelo and everything was fine. I was telling Carolyn and Christy, like, it's so weird. Like, I didn't know how I was going to love him. And I said, the love blew up as a protector because I'm older to newborns and I feel I know what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm so obsessed with them as like a protector and I'm a really confident parent.
Yeah.
So I felt like I'm protecting them. It's a weird type of new.
I was saying
like,
to you
love.
the whole week how proud of you I was because with Francesco as our second kid, I felt like you were so flustered like when he was first born. I know. I'm finally not crying, so don't make me cry. And then when they were born, I was just like so taken back because you had the confidence that I had with Francesco, and it just was so impressive. I was so impressed how you were handling everybody.
Thank you.
How you were like so natural with the babies and like you just. I was just so
it's like
impressed.
a different love. Like I didn't like once they were born. It was like. I guess, I don't know. I just felt like a protector. So I just stood calm. I got her in the car and I drove slow but fast.
And usually the doctor's office is always my thing in our relationship. Like that's.
But I feel like the protector of these girls.
I'm just saying that's why I was also so impressed.
So I was like, I'll go to the pediatrician.
That you did it.
I'll do this.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Like,
yeah.
So I walked into the ER. I didn't give a shit.
Wait, so in the meantime, I called our sister-in-law and your brother, and I said, "Oh my gosh, are you available right this second? Like, can you come here and take care of the big kids?" My sister was so helpful. They were so helpful, and they all like jumped in. God. They got here in 20 minutes. I got to the ER not that much longer after you, but long enough that they already did the IV and all the really uncomfortable stuff for Saraphina before I got there. So you did do that by yourself. And then I got there. I was able to nurse her to soothe her.
When I walked in the ER, though, like there was a line, and I just fucking walked right past that line.
Oh, good for
you.
I
did not give a shit. I walked up to Sarah. I said, she's very, very sick. We just got sent here from our pediatrician. We have to go in right away. They said they would get an isolate ready for her. Like you give zero shits.
Yeah.
And I just walked around everybody. This guy's bleeding out of his arm. This girl's like holding a broken leg.
Oh my God.
And then I went right to the entrance and I signed in. I said she's got to be warmed up.
Yeah.
Lay her down, poking, prodding, IVs, this little fucking baby.
Yeah.
The catheter to get the pee. Couldn't get the pee at first. She's in pain, the shrieking. And then you look around and you're like, it said like they had a whole bin of like, what was it? CPR, infant CPR packages. And I'm like, wow, like everything goes on here.
People,
you know?
Yeah,
so,
I know.
And then that was very hard.
But it is very dangerous for a baby to be hypothermic. It's very dangerous.
So I was trying to keep like, and just, she was so innocent, you know, and just.
Poor nugget.
But I don't even know where I was, but I was strong.
Yeah, I was so proud of you.
Thank you. Well, I was glad when you came though too, because I was just like, I could breathe
so
a little
lonely.
bit.
Oh my gosh. So then eventually they brought her up to the NICU. Me and you were together. We got to see Sophia. And now that Sophia happened to be in the twin room already. Mm-hmm. So there was already an incubator, an isolate right next to her. An isolate is that thing that's like an incubator where they have like a warmer inside, but they got the little wires on them, their little IV, and it's like there's small little.
Just like a weird mode you go in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
all right, I got
then at some point eventually, we're almost done with the story. Then we'll go into some questions. But at some point, I think by like 5:00, we went home. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, we were on like 30 minutes of sleep total.
Oh my gosh.
Then we had to leave these babies, and believe it or not, the kids didn't even ask like where their siblings were.
Oh, yeah.
For like 2 hours.
We
walked in and they were just like, "Hi, mommy and mama," and I'm like, "They're gonna ask where Saraphina is."
All right, we have to tell them. I'm like, no, we're not telling them anything. Let's just see how long till they notice, because it's not their normal yet.
They weren't used to it. You were right.
Down. You wanted to tell their brain, and they don't know. Sure enough, we're going about me, Jamie, and Jessica, Jamie's sister, are looking at each other like
who's going to win the timeline? They're still not asking.
Sociopaths. They don't notice these
psychos. Your sister's missing. You're not going to ask where she is
because they don't know her there enough. She was there for
I know
3 hours.
I know, and
she was there for 20 minutes.
No, because they literally were trick or treating the whole time. Yeah, I know.
Which was another movie.
So then anyway,
And finally Carmela downstairs. I'm upstairs with brother. And he was laying in their room playing with the and I was just sitting on the chair. And he was playing with the thing on the floor.
mobile thing. I
Yeah,
don't know what those are called.
"Doo-da-da-da-da."
And he still didn't ask. And then out of nowhere, Carmela was like, "Oh, where's Saraphina?"
Yeah. And then I heard you and I went by the door.
Lisa's like, "Oh, you can answer her." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've been prepared for this for 2 hours."
You were waiting.
I was waiting, and I said to her just that when mommy brought her to the Dr. M.
Yeah.
That Dr. M thought Sophia was probably lonely still at the doctor's office, and she wanted them to be together. And Carmela was like, "Okay,
okay, moving on."
They were just happy.
They
to
were
have
whacked
us back.
out. Like Carmela was like, "You're not giving me attention."
Oh my gosh, she's been so emotional. So is he, but you know what? It's a big transition.
I get it.
So I think it's actually to them this is beneficial because we're able to give them lots of love, and we could see the babies during the day and then be with them in the afternoons to give them some normalcy, and hopefully at least one of the girls will be back to us by the end of the week, and then we'll start another transition. So
yeah, I already told you.
Wait, and then that being said, before we go into the questions, on top of like that, we have so much support. I'm like so.
Oh yeah.
I've been crying because like all day I spent like at least half the day crying because I'm so sad that I miss them so much. I have them with me in my tummy for 9 months, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And then they were in the room with us for 3 days, Earthside, and then they're gone. And it's just like so mind blowing. It's such an emotional roller coaster. And then I keep crying because I keep seeing how generous people are, and we have the most amazing community, the most amazing friends.
Oh my God.
Who's dropping off food? Every single person's offering to take care of our other kids for us.
Food.
Like
when Saturday?
Yeah, when we got home from that long day when we were on zero sleep.
They dropped off just trays of Italian food, and it was actually very helpful because you don't realize like I don't even have the headspace to figure who like dinner or lunches or like
my mind
anything.
is just filled with too many other
but
things.
we have responsibilities because we have other kids,
right,
and work. I don't get paternity leave. It's like very helpful, all this stuff. So yeah, Jamie's telling me we have like a meal train going from our friends, and I'm like, what?
I know. It's so helpful because this week, right, we want to spend all of our free time at the hospital, but then when they come home, we're going to be so like, normally I'm able to like multitask. Even with the 4 kids, I think I would have still been able to figure it out.
I feel like something's
But
missing.
now I'm like, I know I need to check them every second. It's so, like you said, like that
like
protector mode just comes in. And I know that like they'll be able to come home and we'll still have meals covered. Like what? We are so lucky.
I know.
And I keep crying about it because I'm like, how did we get so lucky to have such an amazing... I can't. Really, we're so lucky.
I know.
Our family's been so amazing. Like, it's just, we're just lucky. That's it. We're blessed. We have like amazing people all around us.
And you don't realize how important it is to like have a good community of people around you and like a village, like our friends say. And like, that is really freaking important, man. You feel like people care about you. You feel like.
Yep. I know.
People realize, I think, like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
So annoying.
I know.
All right, here we go.
Wait, so anyway, now it's Monday. They're 1 week old. We got to, so Sunday we took turns seeing them, which is fine.
Like a wave of sadness, though.
Yes, we were both so sad yesterday. And then today we felt much better, right? Because I went to the hospital for their first morning feeding at 8 o'clock. I took an Uber there because I wanted to get there to nurse them for their first feed, and then you met me there after you dropped the kids off, and like
it was good to see.
We're gonna go back,
hold them.
Yeah, maybe feel so much better to start the day like that. Then I'll go back there when we're done filming this, spend another few hours there.
Yeah,
and then be able to spend time with the big kids.
Yeah, and then I'll go later.
Yeah, whatever you want.
All right, let's go some questions to dig a little bit deeper from this experience. Okay. Ready? When did things start to shift from the joy of having the girls to realizing something wasn't right?
I think just that last day when we were all in the room together on Thursday, just seeing Sophia so fatigued and different. She was just different.
Yeah.
She wasn't eating the same, and she was so sleepy. Even though newborns sleep all the time, it was a different type of presentation. Like she presented differently and like limp and lethargic.
Yeah.
And I definitely was feeling more worrisome. Just mother's instinct, like you're like,
something's up.
Yeah.
Next question. What was going through your mind when the doctor told you that Saraphina would have to go to the NICU or emergency room?
Do you want to answer this or me?
For me, it was satisfaction that I knew something was up, and I felt blessed for that intuition. But I also felt like it was a tease having a little bit of like joy and then having it taken. But again, I know she's getting what she needs. So there's also that happiness there.
Yeah, I actually, of course, initially I was like super sad. I'm like, oh my gosh, she was just with us. Now they're taking her. But then a little bit later, I actually felt so much guilt. I'm like, how did I not know that our child was hypothermic? Like, how did I not know that? And I like felt stupid. I felt like.
Yeah, you were so upset about that.
Still upset about it.
I know, baby.
Just like, how did I not know that? And I feel stupid that I couldn't like I didn't know.
You don't know. None of us knew. Were there inklings?
You knew.
Oh, were there?
Because she wasn't acting the way Sophia was.
Right,
Sophia was literally like, and Saraphina, although like throughout that night when she was up all night, she wasn't feeling the same. She did feel more. She was harder to stay awake, like to eat, to whatever.
Yeah. You're good.
But she looked good to me.
She was chomping on that big old boob of yours.
Your boobs are so big right
Oh
now.
my God, what the hell are
So
those?
big. They're like, oh my God, they're like the size of my
God.
head. Even
All right,
after
here we
I like
go. Let's
pump,
keep going through
even after I
questions.
pump a full,
Oh my God.
like you, I make like I literally am making double what they need right now, which is like they each need like 50 to 60 mLs per feeding, and I'm making double that for each boob.
I
So
asked you last night if it hurt your back because they look so painful.
they're literally the size of my head, and they're
your head.
They're the size of my.
And I picked them up.
You know
And
what?
I knew because you've had enough kids.
I actually
was
stood in front
looking
of
at
you
you
naked,
in
and I'm
the
like, can you
corset.
just lift it up and tell me how?
And when you were in the room, I was like, your milk came in. Remember, I said your milk came in
Yeah, 'cause you
because
were
you were
looking
from
at my
colostrum,
boobies.
and I remember those things.
Even
man,
in the beginning,
full
though,
of
I was making a
milk.
crazy
I know
amount of
exactly
colostrum.
how they look.
Every nurse is super impressed with me. They're like,
You
look how
fake.
much colostrum you're making. I'm like, you'll see. Wait till my milk comes in. And it came in when I was still in the hospital, and they were like, oh my God, like, you're not joking. Like, I'm just a cow. I'm like made to breastfeed. I'm made to feed these kids. I could feed one, two. If I'm making, I could feed 4 kids by my babies.
I know.
Luckily, our kids need it, and I have no problem bringing all my. Every time I go to the NICU back, I'm bringing like 8 more bottles, and they're like,
You love you wait for that reaction. You hold up all the bottles.
every time there's a new nurse, I'm like, look what I got.
I know you.
Then when the doctor came in and she was like asking about bottles and blah 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 and supplementing like by meaning by bottle, not
Yeah, not
necessarily meaning
formula.
by formula. And
Yeah.
like questioning if I could sustain that, and I'm like, girl, you don't know me.
Oh, I know you feel so good when you do that.
The best I could do. They're getting sensitive right now just talking about it.
Oh my
And they're still
gosh.
regulating, so that's why they're so big. I think once they regulate, they won't be the size.
We'll
of my
see,
head.
but man, you got it. We got to show you those things later. We got to show you those. You got to wear a tight shirt next time because those
I
things
purposely
they look
wore.
painful.
I'm surprised how much my tummy doesn't look like I just had twins 1 week ago.
Jamie all day was bouncing
But I
around. Ooh, look at
purposely
this.
wore
Ooh,
this
Lee,
because
look at
my boobs
belly.
are so big. Like,
Yeah.
like if I wouldn't even care wearing something tight. I'm like proud of how my body is working.
I know.
Not that I look like I didn't have kids at all. Obviously, I
said,
look like I'm
"Lee,
postpartum.
Look
But
at me. I carried twins.
because I can't believe they fit in my belly. But I
great.
had to wear a big sweatshirt because my boobs are so big. It looks kind of crazy.
Oh Lordy! All right, let's stay on track here. Right, we'll do a couple more just to. I think the questions are good because it maybe pulls some thoughts or feelings from us that we don't even know we have yet. All right, I didn't read over these. I just
Keep
question
going.
situation. All right, how do you even begin to process that switch between we're home and we're back in crisis? How do you process it? For me personally, it's just go mode. I'm like, we gotta do what we gotta do.
You have to do what you
I
have to
step
do.
up like that. You step up like that.
Yeah.
We just do what we got to do for our children. And the strength of a parent, when you're a parent, the strength that you have, well, not every parent, I guess, because some parents step up more than others. That's for
I
sure.
guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's not solid parents throughout the entire world. Like,
Yeah.
But for us and good parents, you step up because you care. And it's just something that comes out of you. Like a animal.
You just do what you have to do.
Animalistic almost. Of
Yeah,
how much you just go.
You just do what you have to do.
Like when I ran past fucking everybody in the emergency room line. I can't believe. Usually I've tried to be friendly, take, how you doing that? I was like, wow, I'm learning so much about myself.
It's like those stories you hear where mothers will like pick cars up off their kids.
Oh yeah.
In moments of like emergencies.
I'm learning so much about
myself. I think for me to process all that, I think that's why yesterday in particular I was so sad. Because I think initially I went into like do what you got to do mode. We go to the hospital, we're on no sleep, we take care of them, we bring them to the doctor, we figure out what's going on. And then like Sunday morning, I'm like, I have to be strong for these other kids and blah, blah, blah. And then Francesca was napping when I got home from the hospital and Carmela was at the party. And I had like a moment to myself.
Yeah.
And I think from that like just triggered me to like really reflect on what was going on and process it internally. And I think that's why for the rest of the day I was so sad.
Yeah.
Because I was like actually like, wait a minute. Like mother's instinct, it's just so weird to have babies in you for 9 months. And next to you for 9 months, and then they're and then they're just not there with you anymore. Yeah. So hard.
Yeah, and there's like an unspoken bond to people. I've had like 3 or 4 people reach out and tell me that their kids were in NICU, and it's like just this new like family of community. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. You get each other.
I give people so much credit that have their people and their children in the NICU for like 2-3 months. I mean, that's like.
Yeah.
That is such a heartbreaker, and I never really thought about that before this.
All right, speaking of NICU, what's the hardest part about seeing our girls in the NICU?
Oh, I hate that they're in the
clear
isolate. Even though they're not that sick, it makes them look sick just being in that. You know what I mean? I don't like that I can't just hold them and move them the way I want because they're attached to all the wires. So I don't like that. And I don't like thinking that there's somebody else, meaning whatever nurse is working the 12-hour shift, is with them more than me. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a necessary evil.
Right.
But, I just...
Not an evil.
Did I use the wrong language?
Is
the necessary evil. I'm saying because they're with them 12 hours a day. They have to be.
Yeah.
It's an evil because I'm saying it's someone that's not me with them for taking care of them as their primary caretaker.
You may feel like it's a necessary evil. That the nurse
sometimes
is evil.
I'm not that good with words.
I mean,
what I'm trying to say.
It's like necessary, but it sucks and you hate it.
Yeah, because I want to be with them.
But we've praised these. I mean, I thank these nurses up and down you too. Life. I look at nurses so differently.
Yeah.
Like doctors, no offense to doctors, you come in and out, you do what you got to do, but nurses are the ones that set your day. They set how you feel. They set your how calm you are. I told the girls yesterday, like, you do not get praised enough. Like, I will never look at nurses the same.
Yeah.
And it's sad that I had to go through this to realize like what nurses do. But I guess until you're really around something, you can't feel what that. And I always think like they could be going through something too. Like, what if they just lost somebody? What if they're going through a bad breakup? Like, they're fucking on. They're really amazing.
Yeah. Well, every time I have a baby and I'm like literally like an animal in the recovery, you're like can't do anything for yourself after the C-section. I have always in those moments especially appreciated nurses because they will change you and do this and do all these things, and I'm like, I'm so sorry they have to do this for me,
yeah, they're amazing.
And even a mother baby, the way they take care of the babies and you is like amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking when I was doing my makeup upstairs, I'm like, how are we going to say thank you to these girls that are taking care of our 2 newborns? Like, there's not enough things I could do to thank them.
We could tell them exactly what we told them. What you do is amazing and you're a life changer.
Yeah.
That's what they want to hear.
But obviously I want to get them something.
I mean, you could get
as a thank you.
All right. For me, the hardest part is the separation of the glass. That's it.
Oh, and this morning we were saying like we miss them being together in the bassinet. And they have to miss each other.
Small victories that keep you going day by day. For me, I think same for you. Small victories like if they gain an ounce. If they just any type of gain is a victory to me that they're in the right direction.
For me,
and that it wasn't an infection.
That was a huge win. For me, it was I could tell how they're feeding and that they're getting stronger when they feed,
and that their temperatures are better. The biggest problem, I don't know if we said this, is that their temperature, they're not regulating their temperature.
Oh, so we learned that it's because they really need to gain weight and get more brown fat on their body. There could be one other reason why it's happening, but we're close to ruling that out. So we'll know within a few hours for sure if it was not another reason.
Right.
I don't even want to say it because it's probably not true. But we'll be able to rule that out soon. But it's mostly about like gaining some more brown fat on their bodies, which is what helps babies keep their bodies warm and regulate their temperature. And so that will just happen over time. And they tried to move Sophia. Oh, this was something we didn't mention. Sophia was doing really well, and they moved her out of the isolette. They systematically lowered the temperature. She was doing well. They moved her out of the isolette, and she basically failed, is how the doctor said it. And the doctor said, I hate using the word failed, but like she failed, and she failed kind of like quickly. Like she's just not ready.
The first red flag too was she failed the car seat test.
Oh yeah, my little noodle nugget.
Which shows something with her oxygen and her breathing.
Yeah, the car seat test happens for babies that are born before 37 weeks, and it's just they make sure that sitting in that position, they check their oxygen and all these and their heart rate and all this stuff for 90 minutes to see if that position, how they do, and she failed.
Now that this has happened, if we were to have another kid, which we're not, would you want them to come before 40 weeks?
No.
But every podcast, you're like, I'm fine at 32 weeks. I'm fine at 30. You see the reality?
Because I know that
we learn now.
Yeah.
We
had no choice for them to come by when they did. They came exactly.
I know.
When
I'm saying
we
though,
had
you always like get them out, but now we learn so much about everything. You know,
Yeah.
Something else.
I know. I feel guilty that I've said that in the past, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like.
Oh come on! I felt guilty that I said I wasn't gonna know how to love them. Meanwhile, I'm like,
we had no choice but for them to come before 37 weeks because with monodi twins, because I had one placenta, the chance of stillborn and all these other things.
Babe, you said it with every kid possible because you don't being pregnant. Every pregnant woman out there understands it. You want to get them out.
No, I know.
Done.
I'm just saying we had no.
How much have we learned about the importance of like this brown fat and this regulation and the process? You know what I mean? Like we've learned so much. Well, another thing we learned: if your baby is in the hospital and one of the nurses, like, I don't think all nurses are equal at the same time. Like if they're like swaddle them 3 times so that they're warm. Listen to this. Tell them real quick.
So
you have to watch for this stuff we never even thought about.
All the nurses we had were wonderful.
Amazing,
and this thing that we're going to say, like they were doing this out of thinking they were doing what was best for our child. But now we know it actually was harming our child because then we brought her home. So because that happened with Sophia, they were like, we don't want this happening with Saraphina. Let's make sure we keep her warm. They were having her one nurse that night, the first night that I was by myself, Thursday night, she had her double swaddled. And then the nurse who took over the next morning shift had her triple swaddled. And she's like, I don't want the same thing happening. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. And then once Saraphina had to go back to the hospital, the first thing I said to the NICU nurses, and then I said to the NICU doctor,
like a light bulb went off in
I was
your
like,
head,
why did I bring a baby home that needed to be triple swaddled? A baby should be able to regulate their temperature. She should not have been brought home. And then the first NICU nurse went, you got it. And I'm like, I don't know why I didn't think that. It didn't register in my brain. And then I mentioned it to the doctor as well when I saw her. And she's like, I did look back at her chart and she was actually at the borderline of what is acceptable.
With 3 swaddles.
And that was with 3 swaddles. So I'm like,
anybody watching this, if you're having kids, you know anybody
and they're born before time.
You never think about temperature. I don't know the last time I thought about.
We never heard of this with
temperature.
No way.
All right, here we go. We'll do like 2 more questions. All right. How have we been supporting each other emotionally through this?
I definitely think we've been taking turns, like going through that emotional roller coaster. Like yesterday morning, I feel like you were having a really hard time and I was there and strong for you. And then in the evening, I was having a really hard time and you were there for me. I really feel like we're trying to rotate, like who needs more love. I feel like we've been trying to be a lot more physical with each other and give each other lots of hugs.
Yeah.
And then physically, you've been really supportive. You've been really mindful that I'm recovering from a major surgery, and that was like super helpful. Like if the kids are, you're just being mindful of that, and and you're not forgetting that I still need to recover, which is hard.
Postpartum.
It's that reminds me, I have to take my placenta pills. But emotionally, I feel like if this wasn't happening, I mean, it's only 1 week postpartum, but I feel good.
Yeah.
Mentally, and then all this happens and then I don't, obviously. But today I feel much better.
You seem good.
I feel much better today.
One thing that you've done that I really like is you always tell me, you're so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You said that to me more in the past 48 hours than you said in 15 years. I swear on our kids.
Well, I guess I mean it.
You've never expressed yourself like that to me in that heavy depth of genuine feeling towards me like that.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, I mean, why would we ever keep saying over and over, I'm proud of you? But this situation called for it.
Yeah, I am. I mean it.
I like that. So we're doing what we got to do here. Except that one night Saraphina was home. I already almost got into it.
The no sleep thing is hard. The no sleep thing is hard. But like, listen, now we got a little break. We're going to be mindful of it.
I will never complain about sleep with these kids after this situation.
I'm going to stare at them like this all night.
And it switched so much. This morning we were leaving the NICU. You're like, you could sleep through the night, Lisa. I'll feed them and do
I said,
this,
even if they have to be bottle fed, because we have to measure how much they're eating.
You don't have, you don't have maternity leave, and you got to take care of the other kids.
You're like, no, I'll watch the kids at night. I'll take care of them in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's so funny.
We'll
all right, we're gonna wrap it up.
I want to wrap it up because I want to look at the camera. Check them out.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
I
think you meant that camera. All right. One more thing. What have these last few days taught you about strength, surrender, or motherhood? Strength, surrender, or motherhood? Okay, I'll do the strength. I'll do strength.
Okay.
You don't know how strong you are until it involves your children. That's a strength, like, because for Francesco and Carmela, I'm freaking on.
Yeah.
And for them, we're on.
And surrender, like, I didn't realize how much of a control freak I was until in Mother Baby, like, every single nurse was like, you're pretty type A, huh? And I'm like, really? I don't think I told you that, but I didn't realize that.
That's good that you're
like I could see how you talk to your kids, meeting the babies. I could see how you blah, blah, blah. You do this, you do that. I didn't realize like what a control freak I was. And things like this just show you like you cannot control everything.
They see so many different parents.
I never considered myself super type A. Did you?
One good,
I think I am only with certain things. I was surprised.
Cleaning.
Yeah, there's certain things that I'm like, I guess they're right.
Not your drawers. Not the laundry.
I like prioritize things in my head.
Yeah.
In order of importance. I could not
That's
answer
good that you're type A with the baby.
I could not answer like text messages from people that are not important. Not that they're not important, because it could be a nice text from a friend or something. But if I have a real estate client, they will get a response immediately.
Right. I get what you're saying.
But if there's like other things, I just order things in order of priority.
Yeah. And your real friends understand that. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I got a couple messages today and yesterday. Like, it starts with, you don't have to write back, from Kate and Jeff. You don't have to write back. But I just
see, in my head, I'm like, I want to answer them. I'm going to do it after the podcast.
But that was nice, because
of course, I didn't even read it yet.
People reach out.
Did you read it yet?
Especially on Instagram. No, I saw you don't have to write back.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read this when I have time to focus on it. Because I knew where I was coming down here. And I was like, I could, right. And then I like prioritize. I'm like, while I'm driving to the hospital, I could read it and blah, blah, blah. I like.
The other cool thing about nurses in our room is like, they remember us. Some of them remember us from like 3 years ago.
Yeah, they're like, I had you guys in the hospital.
Yeah. And they said our room had good vibes. We had one nurse stealing stuff for us. I don't know if we can say that.
She's putting all.
She's packing up our bags. You need diapers? You need wipes?
Give you some extra.
They said they like the vibe in our room, which is fun. Last but not least, if your babies could somehow understand everything you're going through for them right now, what would you want them to know?
That I'll do anything for you for the rest of your life. And that's for all of our kids.
Yeah.
I would.
We'd do anything for you.
I would.
And they just taught us so much about so much.
Yeah.
Right now in this season.
This is going to be a crazy season of our lives, and that's okay. We've always been okay with the craziness. We're always doing crazy shit. We're always doing 800 things at once, but I think for now we're just this is enough crazy for us. Like getting this all and then being able to raise 4 kids, and we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, and if anybody knocks you, if you want to have kids when you're older, don't let them knock you, because me right now as an older mom, I feel like this is the best version of myself I've ever been.
I love that.
As a mom. So, all right, babe.
I hope you guys enjoyed our story time.
I'll let you know in the early, this is the first part of the story.
Yeah,
is actually
I think
really
when I know
good.
that the babies are getting closer to coming
home,
home,
the first part.
I think I'll be in a better headspace.
When they came out, how the doctor was holding her up in front of us for 3 minutes. Look at her.
And I was like dying from anesthesia. And I was like,
but she was like horrendous looking. She was white. I was like, okay, put her down, doc. Doc's like, look.
Wait, okay. My incision hurts. Don't make me laugh, please.
So much shit.
She did not look cute. And I was like,
I'm holding bloody umbilical cord.
I'm like, that doesn't look like Carmela. That looks scary.
She's got one eye open, not able to breathe, but looking at me like, oh shit, our first set of unattractive babies. You're thinking that.
But they are so cute. But when I first saw them, I was like, oh my God, that's scary.
She was putting it over the sheet. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your support, especially on Instagram. Oh my gosh, we're getting so many messages and everything. So
I hope you guys understand everything that's happening now. It's people, I feel like, have a lot of questions like what's going on. You just posted that you were home with the baby and now you're not. So I hope this made sense. And
you're really following us with everything.
I don't know. I just thank you for sharing in our journey, in our emotional journey, and listening to our therapy session.
Yeah, and hopefully you could take something from this into your relationship and your parenthood journey as we keep learning every damn day. Still got to get that couples therapy one day.
This is enough therapy for now. I can't fit anything else in my brain. We're not going down the rabbit hole.
Give me a good kissy.
I can't bend over. Okay. You're pulling my body and I have a C-section here.
Not wiping that.
All right. Love you. Thank you guys. We love you too. And thanks for listening.
Ciao.
Bye.